today on ghosts and the supernatural.
As you can see, we're wearing wigs, not just because we feel like it, but because it's almost Halloween. This is perfect.
I've actually saved this question in our TLDR folder for over a year now. Yeah. It's finally time to talk about it.
We kept being like, we should answer this question, and we were like, no, let's wait. All right, let's start with the basics here. So, Gwishin is the Korean word for ghost, and there are two kinds of ghosts. There's like the unmarried female. But if you're like, Del.
On July 31st of 2017, Facebook start the new year with big.
I want to show you the one that's on my phone and what they did, and then they tried to manipulate the physical reality to what happened and stuff, and I'm just gonna see if it's on this phone. So for people could realize what these people, how funny these people were. Well, hold on for a second.
On, they like show up in your house and haunt you and crawl through TV screens and stuff like that. I don't know what it's up with the whole unmarried thing, but supposedly if you have a female ghost in your house, you can actually like try to hook them up with a bachelor ghost.
Yeah, they've got like a match.com for ghosts, and you can like set up your own profile to say like how long you've been undead for and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know about that, but Chonggak is actually a Korean kimchi, but that's the name of the bachelor ghost as well. And so apparently you can set them up if you have a problem in your house. Other than that, I don't really think there are many other ghost stories that I can talk about. Although, there is that one story that I heard about when I was teaching at a high school. Supposedly, there were two girls competing to be the first and most smartest girl in class. But this one girl kept coming in second place. Constantly second place. Second place girl couldn't take it anymore. She saw first place girl standing in the window. She walked from behind. And she pushed her out the window. And she fell to her death. From that point onwards, second place girl became the best in school. But then one day, when she was studying late in school, she heard this noise. How will I make the noise?
What does the noise sound like?
It's like a... It sounds like a thumping sound. She heard this thumping sound coming down the hallway. It wasn't like somebody walking. It was like something hopping. She knew something was wrong, so she ran down the hallway, and she went to the washroom, and she crawled up on top of the toilet and tried to hide herself. But then suddenly, everything went quiet, and at the bottom of her stall, number one girl's face shot up at the bottom, upside down, and yelled, "I found you!" The girl screamed wildly and kicked open the stall to try to escape her. But it turns out the girl's head was on upside down, and the thumping was her jumping on her upside down distorted head from having fallen out the window. Moral of the story is, don't push people out the window.
Pardon me. I still gotta go. I still gotta go and just take. Pardon me. She basically said how she ruined the World Trade Center, right? But hold on. Another person said, I've been wondering why the progressive commercial a certain type of way. Now, it is making sense at a point of reality when a person's reflecting on certain individuals and then me being the head of the astrological tree of other individuals and also individuals, but to show you the greed of their reality and the things that they probably did that was wrong already, a certain type of way. So, and then the people I'm around at a time, and if you look at the rap sheet of individuals that I'm around at a time, you wouldn't believe it. So if a person tried to already do something to me, that means they would have did it to the head of the head of the astrological tree. But you ever had in every family, even in the 10 astrological jewel empresses, there was always one greedy individual when it came to gluttony and all type of funny situations when it came to sequencing of light and jewel and individuals as greed. So if a person tried to kill the 10 astrological jewel empresses and somebody just wanted power, like you ever heard of King Minos, the one with the golden touch, a certain type of way? If a person wanted greed and power and then didn't want nothing going to their own family, and they just wanted to be able to control their family and find out their family's mentality, control them, who would have turned against the family? A man like me, I have to go to church, but then you have the individual, the real greed minus another type of way that really wanted to kill the family because he just wanted power and greed and he didn't care who got it. The other minus didn't care about other people who got even me he looked upon like that, who got in his way in other type of situations, and he wanted to kill people for money and power and almost killed his family. So in a jewel sequence, because if they have a jewel, the jewel will have to show you the light. And as I'm speaking, listen to this. The jewel would have to show you the light. So who would have caused? And look at the date and time. Who would have caused? It's 2019 right now because it's January 2nd, 2019. 2019, you see what I'm saying? Now, before it's 2018, you should know. 2019, you see what I'm saying? Now, the individual that was of green and power, even of a jewel sequence, even a reflection of light, that the Empress would have wanted to put away because it would have lead up to ruin her jewel and ruining the family. Who would bad people that were of a fucked up habitation in reality that just wanted to do the wrong things, like even say a black jewel empress or a brown jewel empress got out in the physical, or some Shaolin doom box from somebody that knew all witchcraft and magic that just wanted to cause the end of the world, that wanted to cause Sin City that lead up to the end of the world? Who would they get with if in a jewel sequence to cover up so the real individuals of the real jewels wouldn't really notice what's going on with their light, and then what's complicating their situation? Because it's just like having a family member that's always fucking up and complicating situations at a point of reality, and then the person like, don't worry about it, and then you keep overlooking it, and then you have say you have an elder of the family that the reason that's causing the distortion in the family, and individuals need to know, but the person, like the individual I'm about to show you with the guy and the girl, they keep telling people, they keep fucking up, and other people keep coming around, the bad people that surround them, say like I was coming up with all these economic equality finance ideas, but you know, just like I told you about the CUNY words of the Japanese writing. It's like Japanese writing CUNY words a certain type of way, and then you come to the door, and like the gate, the front gate, and then the gatekeeper, the security puts you in a box. If you just not a box, but like a form of a booth, and then it shifts. The word is like a gyro. The floor spins on a gyro and lights up, and on a different time sequence. Even when it comes to one's mythology and whatever, or the word of love, because it'll be different. There'll be ones of mythology with certain signs for the elders, and then there'll be the ones with the words of love or the words of guidance, where you come and the complex is built on Japanese words of guidance, and it has gyros. Like, say you have a neighbor, the elevator spin on a gyro all the way around, and the word going up, and then on top of it, it's not like the elevator stands still. It actually spins. It doesn't seem like it's spinning, but it's spinning on a gyro while it's going up and showing you different forms of glaring lights. And then you could go to your apartment. You have steps. Then you have your apartment. You could take the steps or take the apartment, or go not take the apartment, but take you could go up the steps, or you could go to take the elevator to your apartment, or go up the steps to go to your apartment, and then it has a certain site of view of relaxation that views the outer gated community. And it's just a wonderful architectural ideas that I have. So you have people that was of greed and gluttony that just wanted my architectural ideas. They just wanted people to fade out because they see the way I was gonna make finance was so wonderful in the future. And then if they turned against me, and if they were doing like you ever seen Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull? Now, I'm a man. I'm the real Ra, the real Osiris. So things like that is a higher teaching of equality beyond mythology that a person couldn't even learn a certain type of way if you're not the precise habitation of the equality of the habitation. So it has to take me to really give birth to you for you to be able to learn something like that. A person says, "Why not even star beings could give birth to an individual learn something?" It takes literally me to give birth to an individual because the lowest form of DNA I have is celestial. I make higher forms even beyond highest, quantum, mega, super, astrological, terrestrial, and celestial. I make ancestral, celestial, astrological, super, mega, quantum, highest, beyond highest, space. DNA. Like I make this naturally if I want to, but I don't do that with certain people. So if I make that type of DNA, what that's the only way you can learn that type of a quality of life. And I don't do that for people because I already said it, and that's how it's gonna be. And it was already final for what I said. Now, if you have people that's already greed that want to learn certain things that doesn't understand, no for answer, and that try to steal the I Ching and then had the rap sheet dishonored me, their honor, their dignity, reason of their dignity of their existence, and my empress, my majesty. Well, I'm the majesty, I'm the magi, but me also majesty and majesticness, and also the emperor. I'm all titles, even emperor, i- imperial, royal. I'm all omniscience. I'm all of the physical reality of individuals' hierarchies of their dignity and signature. So if an individual at a time causes greed and other individuals that want to take over individuals' social economic system, how do they go about it, and what causes type of situation? So, if they will get in with an individual, say in a jewel sequence, with a person that just causes disruptancy in their jewel, and the people keep looking over it, and then I'd be happy to be stationed around them individuals where I have to call out to other individuals who now they notice, so they realize what's wrong, what was going on, and they have to come corrected. But then it becomes an Armageddon within their habitation because the ignorance that led up to negligence, that individuals causing certain things to the physical reality. And then on top of it, they're struggling with higher quality. And then you have people that was disregarded, that they made it seem like they shouldn't care about their dignity or signature, and that they should fade out because of certain other things, because of individuals being slothful and then trying to recondition the real habitation of the existence of love that ruined their own love in the habitation, that's causing their own detrimental and downfall because they've been trying to do it too much. And then you have individuals, the real family members gone, and then me being the real Zeus. And also, I'm also the real Zeus. So, I have other titles, but I'm also the real Zeus. So now the original real Zeus, and then you have other individuals that isn't a forgetful pool like the Disney cartoon and trying to remember who they are, or the Percy Jackson they like in Las Vegas gambling their life. Like people that's caught up in situations that can't get out of situations because the physics is so precise a certain type of way. And then on top of it, individuals need to lose to the future, and then they start speaking on some China, ghost city, ghost town, ghost state, ghost country. What the fuck you mean? You're telling me this people went over there and trying to kill and don't I hope my family knows to regard themselves before people go over to China and start trying to kill my family in other places. And then you, on top of it, you have me around the ignorance of the intent of the individuals a certain type of way, or in the intent of other individuals a certain type of way. That's already careful and slothfulness when it comes to the habitation that didn't even finish the quality of their education on a level, and on top of it was ruining their consecration to the quality of their education, and then on top of it did something stupid that jeopardized their own existence because they would deteriorate in life because their acknowledgement, the way they went about life. And then when you have things like that, a person got to think about the danger that the person's really in. And then I'm watching this, and to see what she said and what she did when concerning you have to see for yourself, man. I'm just gonna show you. Look at this. Like I said, the year you should know, right? Going on 19. Look at the time sequence. It's going on 19. The year of the reflection, 2019. Is Wednesday, January 2nd, 2019. 1:18 p.m. And if you really wanted to, if you really get into the foundation to look, to think about what I've been saying, and then it's going on a 19, you should know what I'm speaking about. Hey, you'll see what I'm saying.
No, seriously, pushing someone out the window because of grades.
I'm pretty sure that the moral of the story isn't to push people out the window. I'm pretty sure it's about like
Not be
the
competitive?
fierce competition in school and to not get too wrapped up in that, or else you might be haunted by something after.
Yeah, there are so many stories based on high schools and high school people haunting each other because they pushed each other out windows or killed each other because of grades. And you don't even want to go into toilets when you're in a high school in Korea because of all these horrible ghost hauntings that happen in toilet stalls.
In fact, after researching these stories, I'm a little bit concerned now about going to the washroom because ours is on like the top and like the lights don't actually work all 12. It's a little bit dark and creepy. And there's one ghost story about if you make a poo on the toilet, then the hand will come up. Somebody's hand, I don't know whose exactly, but it'll grab you and pull you in. I'm not exactly sure what they could grab you by, unless you're a dude. They grab you by the balls and pull you in. But like, what are the physics behind it? Somebody's hand grabbing.
No, seriously, there are like a million ghost stories about hands coming up in toilets.
It's supposed to be a lot freakier because of outhouses. Like you also have the squatting toilets as opposed to like the regular toilets, and it's a lot more creepy that way. And have you seen like the squatting toilets?
Okay, that's exactly what I was gonna
they
say.
themselves, you don't even need a story behind them.
It could be daylight.
That's the setting of a horror movie right there.
And that's apparently where like the evil hand will come up from the toilet.
Only the squatting toilets, not the modern toilets.
You're okay in the modern
okay there,
toilets.
you're
Ghosts do not haunt those toilets. But how are they going to fit through a toilet hole?
You just
the
keep
physics
on,
of this.
You keep on pulling.
Now, besides stories about like angry, vengeful schoolgirls, or ones about like those unmarried virgin ghosts with the long hair,
And
the
also
bachelor
about terrible
ghosts.
poos as well.
That's right. I think there was that one story.
About plastic surgery gone wrong. There's that one story about the lady in the red mask that will walk up to you on the streets and ask you, and if you say no, she will pull off her mask and you'll see like this giant mouth, kind of like the Joker, but a little bit scarier than that.
Yeah.
And then she'll like whip your mouth open and make you look like her.
What happens if you say that she is pretty?
Then she'll say, okay, let me make you as pretty as I am, and then rip your face open to kind of look like her. So even if you say yes or no, you're kind of like dead.
Is there any defense form against the scary woman?
Yes, in fact, there is.
Oh.
Supposedly she's very scared of dogs. So if you write the Chinese symbol for dog on your hand and you Hadouken her with it, then she'll kind of run away scared.
That's very specific, isn't it?
Yes.
So you're like, wait a second. She's like, I'm not pretty. You're like,
Hold on.
Listen to what she said. I rewinded it again. Listen to what she said clearly.
behind it, somebody's hand.
No, seriously, there are like a million ghost stories about hands coming up in toilets.
It's supposed to be a lot freakier because of outhouses. Like you also have the squatting toilets as opposed to like the regular toilets, and it's a lot more creepy that way. And have you seen like the squatting toilets? They themselves, you don't need to be the stories behind them. That's the setting of a horror movie right there.
And that's apparently where like the evil hand will come up from the toilet.
Only the squatting toilets, not the modern toilets.
You're okay in the modern
okay there,
toilets.
you're fine.
Do not haunt those toilets. But how are they going to fit through a toilet hole?
You just
The
keep on
physics of this thing.
keep on poking.
Now, besides stories about like angry, vengeful schoolgirls, or ones about like those unmarried virgin ghosts with long hair,
And also about terrible poos as well.
That's right. I think there was that one story.
About plastic surgery gone wrong. There's that one story about the lady in the red mask that will walk up to you on the street and ask you. And if you say no, she'll pull off her mask and you'll see like this giant mouth, kind of like the Joker, but a little bit scarier than that. Yeah. And then she'll like whip your mouth open and make you look like her.
What happens if you say that she is pretty?
Then she'll say, okay, let me make you as pretty as I am, and then rip your face open and kind of look like her. So even if you say yes or no, you're kind of like dead.
Is there any defense for like a scary woman?
Yes, in fact there is.
Oh.
Supposedly she's very scared of dogs. So if you write the Chinese symbol for dog on your head and you Hadouken her with it, then she'll kind of run away scared.
That's very specific, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second. She's like, you're like,
Hold on.
She's scared of the word pomade?
Yes.
Because supposedly her crazy plastic surgeon wore a lot of like hair pomade.
So if you say pomade 3 times, then she's going to run away. If you say it twice, then she might kind of like...
But the story is, don't push me. From that, I don't really think there are many other ghost stories that I can talk about. Although, there is one story that I heard about when I was teaching at a high school. Supposedly, there were 2 girls competing to be the first and most smartest girl in class. But this one girl kept coming in second place. Constantly second place. Second place girl couldn't take it anymore. She saw first place girl standing in the window. She walked up from behind. And she pushed her out the window. And she fell to her death. From that point onwards, second place girl became the best in school. But then one day, when she was studying late in school, she heard this noise. How will I make the noise?
What is it going to sound like?
It's like a... It sounds like a thumping sound. She heard this thumping sound coming down the hallway. It wasn't like somebody walking. It was like something hopping. She knew something was wrong, so she ran down the hallway, and she went to the washroom, and she crawled up on top of the toilet and tried to hide herself. But then suddenly, everything was quiet. And at the bottom of the stall, number one girl's face showed up at the bottom, upside down, and yelled, "I found you!" The girl screamed wildly and kicked open the stall to try to escape her. But it turns out the girl's head was on upside down, and the thumping was her jumping on her upside down distorted head from having fallen out the window. Moral of the story is, don't push people out the window. No, seriously, pushing someone out the window because of grades?
I'm pretty sure that the moral of the story isn't to push people out the window. I'm pretty sure it's about like
Not being
the fierce
competitive?
competition in school and to not get too wrapped up in that, or else you might be haunted by something after.
Yeah, there are so many stories based on high schools and high school people haunting each other because they pushed each other out windows or killed each other because of grades. And you don't even want to go into toilets when you're in a high school in Korea because of all these horrible ghost hauntings that happen in toilet stalls.
In fact, after researching these stories, I'm a little bit concerned now about going to the washroom because ours is on like the top and like the lights don't actually work all 12. It's a little bit dark and creepy. And there's one ghost story about if you make a poo on the toilet, then the hand will come up, somebody's hand, I don't know whose exactly, but it'll grab you and pull you in. I'm not exactly sure what they could grab you by, unless you're a dude, they grab you by the balls and pull you in. But like, what are the physics behind it? Somebody's hand.
No, seriously, there are like a million ghost stories about hands coming up in toilets.
It's supposed to be a lot freakier because of outhouses. Like you also have the squatting toilets as opposed to like the regular toilets, and it's a lot more creepy that way. And have you seen like the squatting toilets? They themselves, you don't need to be the stories behind them. That's the setting of a horror movie right there.
And that's apparently where like the evil hand will come up from the toilet.
Only the squatting toilets, not the modern toilets.
You're okay in the modern
okay there,
toilets.
you're fine.
Do not haunt those toilets. But how are they going to fit through a toilet hole?
You just
The
keep on
physics of this thing.
keep on poking.
Now, besides stories about like angry, vengeful schoolgirls, or ones about like those unmarried virgin ghosts with the long hair,
And also about terrible foods as well.
That's right. I think there was that one story
About plastic surgery gone wrong. There's that one story about the lady in the red mask that will walk up to you on the street and ask you. And if you say no, she will pull off her mask and you'll see like this giant mouth, kind of like the Joker, but a little bit scarier than that.
Yeah.
And then she'll like whip your mouth open and make you look like her.
What happens if you say that she is pretty?
Then she'll say, okay, let me make you as pretty as I am, and then rip your face open and kind of look like her. So even if you say yes or no, you're kind of like dead.
Is there any defense for him against a scary woman?
Yes, in fact, there is.
Oh.
Supposedly she's very scared of dogs. So if you write the Chinese symbol for dog on your head and you Hadouken her with it, then she'll kind of run away scared.
That's very specific, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second. She's like, you're like,
Hold on.
She's scared of the word pomade?
Yes.
Because supposedly her crazy plastic surgeon wore a lot of like hair pomade.
So if you say pomade 3 times, then she's going to run away. If you say it twice, then she might kind of like turn around and be unsure. If you say it once, then she might be like, So you got to say it 3 times.
But if you're like, dow, 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 she's like, wait a second.
Wait a second. So the
Thanks.
crazy lady with the red mask will ask you,
Yeah.
and then you'll die.
Yeah, and when we say red mask, we should say that it's the like the breathing, you know, those ones that you do when you're sick or if you're like
Yeah, the little face mask. Yeah.
So it's very like scary for koreA, I think, and although I don't really see red mask. Do you?
We're going to talk about some more Korean ghost stories.
You see what I was telling you about? Korean ghost stories. I hope koreA was hearing this movie and, you know, the individuals were real raw and imperial, majestic majesty, the purity and purity, legacy and lineage was hearing and viewing this YouTube video that I'm making, and to check the video and the star beings of koreA, and also of the things I was speaking about, of they've been manipulating and getting view me, and they checked this YouTube account that I just made, because I'm all the way I'm all the way up north right now. I'm not even New York, Brooklyn anymore right now. I'm literally in the north. This is January 2nd, 2019. The year, you see what I'm saying, 2018 was, you should know, 2017 was the evidence where you could view it yourself. 2016, 2015, a feminine being knew herself at all points. 2016, a man being knew himself at all points. 2014 was a graph. 2013, you hear me, and I don't even got to tell you about the beginning of 2012. Where is the choice that you make, or what'll happen if somebody does the wrong thing when it comes to one's natural habitation of viewing or original reality, you know, and to let you know of your education. Just like 2012 was just the beginning of you knowing about your education, of viewing your reality at all points of existence, to know who you are when it comes to one's higher habitation of originality. And, you know, 2011 was when come on in, man, come on in. Hey, let me tell you something. Come on in. The beginning, you know, or just look at this, you know, or the beginning of hi, you know. I don't want to say too much about certain things, but we're in 2019 where you see what I'm saying now, and you should see what they tried to do to my family a certain type of way in the video with the girl head that they pushed down. A person doing all type of high mythology and craft, and another person not realizing what do you think is happening in the physical reality with individuals. And then to say the things that they're saying, I'm not knocking the person, because those individuals that you heard speaking, I'll show you on YouTube, that you heard speaking. Now, I'm making my own YouTube right now, showing you what these people did on YouTube. You see what I'm thinking about? I'm making my own YouTube right now, showing you what these people said on YouTube. See, look. You gotta see what it's saying. See, Korean, Korean ghost stories, Korean ghost stories. It was just something that happened just to look at, just on spontaneous, and that's what I seen. And I'm telling you exactly what I'm speaking about. You just gotta know for your reality of yourself, and you know, in every family there's good people, but when people are making choices for greed and when they do the wrong thing and just honor their dignity and their signature, it's something else. Shaylee and Liz really did bad things, and you had these dual emphasis, these 10 astrological dual emphasis, like I told you, Shaylee and Liz, they look like these 10 astrological dual emphasis also, and they resembled them, but the 10 astrological dual emphasis really look different, but they resembled them a certain type of way in the physical reality. But in the astrological tree of the legacy and lineage, you had to have people that must have made the wrong choices, learning the reason, but they were supposed to learn the purity of the 10 astrological dual emphasis. But if people wanted to do something outside of the 10 astrological dual emphasis, they leaned towards, they were more curious when it came to Shaylee and Liv, that tried to kill the 10 astrological dual emphasis, but people wouldn't know that if they didn't know the real history, and then they would make oaths a certain type of way, and then they would start the diseases that would end up cracking your jewel and murdering your whole family in their existence, and then causing identity theft, because they were also jewel emphasis that knew about jewels, and they were highly educated in major elements and real element magic. So they would literally crack the jewel, and then next cause identity theft, because they would cause a disease, because they're diseased naturally, and they would crack the jewels, cause identity theft, and then try to live the person's life in the future, because they were already wrong. They were rags. These got 4 sons that I had named Rags, Integrated Shields. I had other sons with 10 astrological dual emphasis, and me had other children, and also had, there was the 42 that was very upfront. My wives were very enlightened a certain type of way, but these individuals tried to learn the intricacy, because when they tried to kill them the first time, they didn't go through it, so they tried to put them in a forgetful pool. This is why the Hercules cartoon, the Disney, and then the Percy Jackson, it comes up in the physics, in the physical reality, and people try to do it over and over again, but then you had the fuck-ups that was in the family of the 10 astrological dual emphasis sequences of light, that caused like greed, gluttony, and that was trying to destroy the family on a minute level, but still living because it was family. So it wasn't that major until they linked with the outside influence. It's like a drug habit. Now it becomes like a drug habit. Now a person has an outside influence that causes an even more erratic disease. That it causes them even more intensity of the disease. And then on top of it is the real disease that was leading up to the real disease, because it's like laws of attraction. Then on top of it, it causes the doing away with the family. And then after you get rid of your help, because another person thinks they're okay with outside people. No, after you get rid of your help, the outside people will learn some zombified magic, and then you'll just be some stupid ass nigga somewhere speaking about something, and then they'll get rid of that individual also. But if that person continues doing something, that's how it's gonna always be for that person. So another person is not stupid. It's just like what I told you. I'm the head of all astrological trees. So me being the head, I'm the head. The reason it be on the highest highest, quantum, mega, super, astrological, terrestrial, and celestial inner points of enlightenment, all jewelstones, elements of space, or all stars or star clusters, astrology, constellations, sacred zodiacs, or space, gravity, or planets or moons or suns or earths, or planets or moons or suns or earths, or also with atmospheres or planets or moons or suns or earths, or skies, or all jewelstones and elements all inside, or nurture and habitation of all planets, everything. So even the atmosphere is just like I'm the real emperor of all existence, of all social, economic, education, of all physics and physical reality. So in even metaphysics and mythology. So if I'm the beginning of the reason of the existence. If they separate, it's like separating the head from the family, and then what is gonna happen to the body? It's gonna be running around erratically. Just it's like you ever it's like chopping somebody head off and then just watching their body just run around erratically a certain type of way. Now imagine if they tried to do that to a real empress. Imagine if they tried to do that to a star being that was holding the empress's magic within her. What is happening in a slow proportion of the reality of the physics is like an individual losing consciousness and people don't know what's going on. It's just like Highlander. When Highlander came out, there was a real times. Like I was literally in a galactical war around those times. I was really going after individuals, stopping individuals a certain type of way, and then repairing my wife instantly when it came to her habitation. I'm the nicest that ever did it. So even down to the beyond highest, beyond highest quantum, highest, beyond highest quantum, mega, super, at all, or beyond highest quantum, mega, super, astrological, terrestrial, and celestial inner points of alignment of crystals and elements. And I also saved the Superman galaxy and other high galaxies already. So imagine individuals in physics if they fuck up, the detrimentalness that they're causing to the physical reality because other stupid people thinking like there's some, basically it shows you their physics, in the tank of what they want inside of them, like the Guinness Book of World Records is fucking up their reality. So it's like I'm drinking a Guinness. I don't drink Guinness, and if I ever did, probably I'm not even going to tell you if I did it. If I did it, it was different in the physical reality because the man says this got to go away a certain type of way. So I gotta make sure about something, and I don't even do certain things a certain type of way. So if I did, then it's serious. And then another person looking for early signs in physics, you gotta be very careful because people are already educated that there was star beings that just wanted to kill their family and other families and use certain things about their secrecy, their stash spots, and just wanted them to die out because they wanted to invade their stash spots for pussy and other type of things and other magical education in the physical realm. So if legacies and lineages that come here to the social economics don't take their life seriously, and the families that's already alive don't take their life seriously, then it's gonna be beyond sad what'll happen to individuals because people will literally get murdered and killed and wonder why they get murdered killed. Even down to international security. It's just like doing the wrong shift. It's like having the wrong type of people on a shift of security, and then you ever heard of Hot 97 when a person locked themselves in a booth and they didn't want to give them the communication booth back because they didn't want them to call out for help, and then they were just fucking up everybody's life. Imagine international security letting somebody, let's say their family, or do a shift, and then they lock themselves in a place at a time because it's like sacrificing themselves periodically through physics and the paradigm. And then listen to my quality ideas, even for the international security iPhone gate. You gotta listen to White is Gold. Ralph Lauren Gr. This is Ralph Lauren Gr. Majesty Chief. I also made documentaries. Ralph Lauren Gr. White is Gold. You gotta listen to that regimen. Then you have individuals locking themselves in the booth and then causing in physics in the periodical timetable in the paradigm international security life to be at risk because they were slothful and gluttony at a level of their physical reality where they should regard and prevent the situation and really pay attention to prevent it, but because of them being slothful at a level of physics and their physical reality, It's just like the reenactment. Why people keep doing the reenactment of civil wars? Because somebody has to go back to regard a situation a certain type of way in their physics because it might cause the end or the detrimentalness of the physical reality because another person tried to manipulate the physics of the paradigm. Before, certain things was done out of showing individuals the physics and out of love and help. But after a while, things became seriously, and then things were becoming civil war. So they were like civil about the situations where they would act delightful and polite, and then they would speak in a form of cryptic form a certain type of way if you didn't realize, then too bad for you because another person wasn't gonna, you know, that wasn't gonna fuck up their habitation when it came to the higher physics because some people didn't even want people to realize what was going on because they were already manipulating the physical reality and some people were trying to maintain their habitation that they didn't want to endanger their family even more than what it already was in the physical reality. So in physics, if the international security was thoughtful and they had a flavor, like somebody locked themselves in a booth, and then next thing you know, they endangered international security for the future of the physics. And if somebody doesn't know their education to the metaphysics, to their science, to their metaphysics, or to their mythology, they're gonna be a rat, you know, because life is really. I'm the real Zeus. So yeah, listen, I'm not only just. I'm the real Buddha, the real Emperor Ming, the real. Listen, I'm Asia himself. I'm the mind as I'm I'm Asia himself. And sorry, the video stopped and I started the video. I'm Asia himself. I'm the Mayan, Aztec, and Inca's emperor. And when I mean emperor, magi, majesty, majestic, em- emperor, imperial, imperial, royal. Oh, listen, all. Ice galaxy, magi, majesty, majestic, emperor of all consciousness, intellectual, imperial, 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 and royal. I don't even gotta tell you other things. You listen. I'm all the space magi star. Listen, light star space magi. Intellect of all conscious. In conscious intellect or analogy. I don't want to tell you the other rest. In imperial, period, royal, imperial. I, I don't even want to tell you how real my life is. I'm the real Zeus. I'm also the real Zeus. Another person didn't even know the reasons of their dignity when it came to me because the way I did the how can I you say this the Clark Kent or the suit you know your parents are superheroes and you didn't know they went out I went out and just and then saved the world at times a certain way. Nobody knew I was the reasons I'm the reason of comic books. Hey, listen, man. You know, I don't even want to tell you how real my life is. And then I'm sitting here in recovery on some on some forgetful pool pond Hercules pond cartoon, forgetful pool with the Disney with Hercules, the Hercules, the one with the pond when me and Zeus be in the pond and sticking my hand in the water, the lotus cartoons, the you know remember the Asian lotus cartoons, the the Star Wars, all type. Listen, GI Joe, all listen. And I'm sitting here. I'm Orion Pax from Transformers, and I'm sitting here like you wouldn't even believe it. And then I'm just, and then all type of things are happening in a physical reality. He said, why you call you Orion Pax? I'm the Ixos. the love emperor, the existence, the highest, the magi of all space, love, force, energy, emperor of all space, light, all the social economic education, physics and physics and also physical and science, mythology, metaphysics, mythology, we all be. I'm the love emperor of love, happiness, wealth, enrichment, guidance, regardment, protection, uh, encouraging, or the emperor of all love himself and all wonderful attributes of the physical reality. Glory himself. And then I'm just sitting here. You can imagine what's happening to my. And, I just woke up for the day and I was looking at something and I seen that I just had to make this YouTube. And individuals you have to look at it. This is Ralph Lane, RALPH, Ra Light Pyramid Highest, Lane. Light Asia, Light America, Northeast. JR, as in J. Edgar Hoover, or the literal owner of Dallas Fuel Company. 18 Face. Another person says, yeah, Hannibal. No, Face. The original one with the cigar all the time. And I'll just spit it up. Another person doesn't need to know how nice I'm the real Abbott White, the real Buddha, the real Dalai Lama, the original of all, of every dignity, signature, everything you ever learned in physical reality. And then on top of it, then listen to what I'm telling you. Alright? I'm the real, listen, the real Orion Pax from the pyramids. The reason when they put my face in the pyramids of me being Ra, because I handled individuals in lion pool at the time. Showing you also with meaning, a future meaning for individuals to realize the allegory of the art of the crypticness of when I was speaking about Voltron or Prepon trans when it came to the ice galaxy. And also the original one of the depth of one's visual education when it comes to one's intellect of the high regards. And I also Star Magi Force me himself. And when I mean force, I mean the force of all and also love. First and foremost, love, enriching, enwealthing, happy, kindness, politeness, delightfulness, regardment, encouraging, glory, and beginning. The reason of existence or I'm life himself. And then I'm here on this planet, on some real revelation Bible. I'm here literally on this planet. Recovering from a galactical war and other things that happen in the paradigm of certain time. I'm not going to be a hostage because of the attributes of Jesus. I'm not going to end up a hostage because people want me to refine the astrological tree to change. I'm not changing nothing. There's a reason for certain things. This is another reason why things happen to me because of individuals acknowledge. Right now, my chest is hurting. Another people are probably passing out and feeling mad pain right now. Another empress is going through it right now because she's trying to connect. She can't even connect. Certain people can't even connect with me a certain type of way because the wrong that they did, I already done shoot. Listen. I'm not recovering to wake up to a headache. I'm not. There's nobody gonna lead me to physical chops. Fuck you. I'm after this. I'm out. There's no more Vietnam. You see what happened in Vietnam with individuals, and then you thinking that they were over on Vietnam. I was thinking about that the other day. Like Look at the Vietnamese and then look at the situations and the paradigm concerning it. It's just like individuals in England. Like there should be a Ming family or a certain families in England. Look at their habitat, the inner intent of their habitation. What's really been going on with the intimacy of their faith? Like, did you see? Did you look at the social economic habitation? Did you realize what individuals been doing? And then individuals have their own planets, other places, and then I'm over here. You know, America's a part of Asia. And what is that already telling you? I'm over here, and then did you realize what's going on with other people's social? Look at the people in the physical reality, and then why wouldn't they want the Asians realizing certain things about them, and then they keep telling them they're monkeys and things? They're not monkeys. They're just different. You know, they're real different from monkeys. The opposite. Ton. Yo, listen. Some people been trying to make them do the wrong science, and then my children been trying to survive when it came to the natural habitation because they didn't want to get endanger their life. But if you continue in wild emotions so long, what's gonna happen? Your consciousness ain't gonna be all leveled out a certain type of way. You can't be comfortable a certain type of way, and then other people trying to collapse your habitation, and then you have the ice galaxy monkeys and individuals that just want to get a free ride of the other people that deteriorate from that, and then individuals keep coming here asking questions. And was I here? And then next thing people tell them I wasn't here, and then all types of things that happen, and then an economic equality, and then individuals want to show more, and then they already had a low mentality mind frame that was demoralizing the physics, that was already too much at a low level, and then individuals want to go back up on some zodiac wild emotion. No. Because you have a hyenity, and then the hyenity it is recovering, and then other individuals don't even come to this side of because they honor me so much. They don't even come to this habitation because they know what's already going on. They're like, it's too painful for the guy to see what I'm supposed to have a certain type of way, and if anybody acts funny because already individuals habitation, and then if individuals step in the anatomy of the social economics, the light, they don't want the wrong type of influence of the habitation influencing certain people, and it cause a certain type of devastation. And then you have people that's trying to fly all over the place, trying to influence people cause the end of the world, because some of these people found their own old bit or that put away already the old boombox situation. Yo, listen, man, I feel Charlotte with things that happened in Charlotte Temple, I don't even know. From before the schools that was probably gone, the martial arts that individuals probably try to show people in time, fucking up their empress, not realizing the precise physics. I used to tell my kids I'm trying to have one child at a time is reconditioning my love. Don't try to kill my love, because once you try to recondition the perfection of the reason of the high quality of the physics, because all Asian feminine chicks with Chinese eyes are original ones with bub fat asses. They're not no flat ass flat chicks. Once you see girls with flat asses, those are chicks that already did the wrong thing and made the wrong decision in life and devalued the empress of her physical reality. You got it. It's just like when you go to England, it's supposed to be a certain type of people, a certain type of way. The Ing family was also there, but I'm not gonna get into the Ing family because there's a difference in the resemblance of the Ing family. Once I said that, you had H.A. and Liv that tried to run into their family, and they had nothing to do with their family before. Now you have this bitch that looks like Siobhan Fawns or these fucked up people that have nothing to do with certain people's family. It's just like the Chin family. The Chin family has nothing to do with no monkey. They don't have nothing. Their family astrological tree is beyond the highest when it comes to something like that. They have nothing to do with God. You can imagine the things I've seen concerning them a certain type of no. I say, whoa. But if a person making the wrong choice can't do nothing for you in the paradigm of time. Oh. I just look at my wife like, you really didn't want. I didn't know. Well, my wife was it is very the empress, the reason of your social economic habitation, the reason of your of the acknowledgement within while you're within her. She's a very a real empress, but she she probably I don't even want to think about it because I'm recovering. You know something, man? You should think about everything I said. Love one, man. I'm gonna just continue for the day. International security, shame on you. When I left you your education for physics and you knew you should have never listened to a child that was conditioned through somebody else. Because if a person's reconditioning my love, it's like destroying the originality of their love, is ruining their love, causing their habitation to fail. Another person doesn't know what they're doing. Somebody was just trying to survive a certain type of way, and other people went too far. Another person can grow weak a certain type. And then on top of it, I have to make sure I'm being strengthened throughout the time while I'm going forward, even into the higher qualities in one's mentality. I had to compact my habitation of my physics just to humble my physical reality because of how sexy and handsome I am, just to heal a certain type of way for other individuals to survive and live. And I don't mean live a rags and bone shirt. Fuck them. They could have been put away. They had their own planet. You're not even supposed to be on this planet. The 10 jewel empresses could come visit this planet just because they had something. At a time, they had something to do with the education. But live rags and bone shirt can't even fucking be on this planet. They're not. If they ever came here, it was supposed to be on the west continent. They couldn't even be here for more than 10 minutes or an hour. They had to literally be gone before a certain time. Oh man. And then letting them mingle with white people. And you had white people that visit here also. And I'm the real avid white. But they don't know about certain things a certain way. And then you have white people that have like open, wide eyes, all type of other little looks. Some of them look like Asian, some of them look a little different. Some of them don't know about themselves. And then Caucasian people is different. There's a real difference. Caucasian people are okay. But then the individual's habitation, that's when you gotta start worrying about what's going on with the astrological field certain type of way. And then on top of it, individuals, the ice galaxy was one thing, but individuals had a natural different habitation when it came to this planet. The way they look of their physics is different. I had wives that had sky blue hair. I don't even want to speak about it. Blue hair, green color. It's like looking around and looking at people. It's like people watching people put dye or certain things in their hair. You like, what? You put something called dye in your hair? Oh. I look at my wife. I feel sorry for my wife. My real wife. My real wife. I feel sorry for my real wife. She says, well, I feel sorry for my real wife.